Hello everybody, how are you doing today? Welcome back to another energy reading for the week of August 24th, 2021. So I know yesterday I announced in the Facebook group, I'm like, sorry guys, I'm gonna have to cancel today's reading. Didn't really give you guys much explanation why. I got stuck at the vet's a couple hours yesterday. My puppy is doing fine, my Lilo. She's a miniature pinscher Chihuahua, right? So we were at the vet for probably about 3-4 hours yesterday. Completely derailed me. Well, I didn't get a whole lot of sleep, obviously, as you can imagine. But I am back. She is doing much better today, and we are going to roll on with this because that's just what you do, right? So, yeah, so I just wanted to come on and share the energy readings. I felt the pull like no other. And I think it's because of what we're experiencing in this full moon that just passed. It's interesting because full moons are a way of illuminating what has been hidden, right? It's a way of illuminating your shadow parts of you that you haven't been totally conscious of very often, right? So it's also a time when we are most activated too, right? So it's interesting how my house, I felt like it was crumbling yesterday. I'm not gonna lie, but I bounced back. Everything's, doing better, and that's why I'm here with you today. I wanted to really touch in on this energy and see how we can make the best out of it, right? Okay, so before we get into the actual reading, I just want you to say hi if you're here watching live or the replay. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you're hanging out. I loved seeing who's all here and who listens to these messages. And also too, let me know if something that I mention resonates with you, like deeply. I always love knowing what parts of these messages are reaching different people. And it's usually those people who are, needing the messages in that moment. So drop a comment, say hi, let me know you're here, and let me know what resonates with you with today's reading. All right, so for the announcements, I just want to let all of the empaths, those energetically sensitive souls out there who are ready and willing to step into your healing abilities, letting you guys know that I do have coaching spots available for you. So if that's something that you've been kind of hemming and hawing about, or feeling a call, or just curious, or if you've had a consultation with me before and that's something that you want to have more, you have more questions on, book a consult with me. Let's talk about this, right? Hello. Thanks so much for coming on. Yeah, because these spots here that I have for coaching, they are your opportunity to dive deep into your shadow work, into your inner child, and to heal all of those parts of you, right? So this is your time to be you and be selfish and tune into that stuff. So just letting you guys know, if you guys are interested, you can always message me, reach out to me, DM me, or reach whatever, right? So just put it out there, letting you guys know. Okay, so also another thing I wanted to let you guys know about the announcements is the most recent podcast episode. It was a little bit controversial topic. It's all about the empathic and narcissistic roles, what they are, how they interact with each other, how it all comes together. It's interesting because when I wrote this episode, when it came to me, it came flooding in. It was a channeled message from my guides, and it was something I felt really connected to share, right? So it's something for you to kind of listen to, take it with a grain of salt, tune in, see what parts resonate with you, and I'd love to hear your feedback on that as well. So, along with today's energy, just getting into it, just a moment. How many here are feeling like goosebump energies or synchronicities, or seeing a whole bunch of signs from your angels, like feathers, coins, numbers, repeating numbers, colors, or what kind of things are popping out to you? What kind of things are grabbing your attention right now? Pop it in the comments. Let me know. I want to know what is getting your attention. What are the guides and angels sharing with you? What kind of breadcrumbs are you finding? I want to know, because for me personally, over the past week, I have been finding feathers all over my yard. I would just be walking with my daughter. We go out and play on the play structure. We'll go jump on the trampoline, right? And as I'm walking, where I'm just kind of standing there, I look down, just nonchalant, a feather, little black feather, right? And the other day, I even posted in the group, I went to my car, and right in front of the door was this perfectly placed feather for me to find, right? And I was like, that is very interesting. And that's kind of hard to ignore, right? So I want to know from you, what are the signs and breadcrumbs and things that you have been just noticing in your path as you've been going about your day? Just not even, you're not even in any state of mind. You're just kind of just going about your day, doing the things as you normally do, and then poof, something appears. What is it? I want to know. There's always messages and things that are like hidden between the lines, like when you read between the lines kind of thing, right? So I would love to know, because it's all kind of a part of what's happening right now. And what's happening right now, of course, we're in this let's see, a quickening phase is the best way to explain it. So it's a quickening phase, which means energies are speeding up, things are happening, things are moving and grooving, right? And sometimes when the energy gets a little bit intense, sometimes you want to kind of take a step back. And these things that are being laid in your path are reminders that you have the strength or the courage or determination to do whatever it is, to handle any situation, to be able to break through and rise above anything that you are being faced with at this time. That's interesting, right? So how many of you, again, put in the comments, have been getting really triggered by weird things, just out of the blue things? Put it in the comments. Let me know anything that has been triggering you, anything that you've been just reactive to, right? Because these are things that are, like, of course, these are things, again, are symbols and signs along your path. They're signposts. They are pointing you in the direction of what needs to be healed, right? And so often we forget that the trigger is trying to teach us something, and we just fall into the trap of the trigger and get angry and emotional and identify with the problem, instead of saying, okay, separating yourself from the problem and looking at it objectively. And sometimes that's hard to do on your own, right? Sometimes that's hard when this thing has been coming up. For example, I'm gonna share a little something with you guys. So my neighbor, they have a lot of friends that come over and a lot of vehicles all the time. And then there's this one car that we've been kind of competing with back and forth for the spot in front of our house, because we of course have a couple vehicles as well. And so they purposely left a vehicle there just to save the spot. You can imagine, I got triggered by that at first. I was like, are you kidding me? It's been like 5 days. And they just left it there. And they're using another car. Like, I can see them go to another car down the street and drive that one instead. But they just left that other car there, which I know belongs to them. So it's interesting. I'm like, oh man, the universe is really, really tempting me here. Right? And I'm like, it's such a silly thing. But at the same time, it's a trigger to me. So today I came, I almost called the city to see if I could report it. I almost got wrapped up in it, but then I paused. I was like, okay, no, like, I'm getting triggered here. There's something else here. Like, what kind of opportunity is this giving me, right? Because my coach brain is always on. I'm always looking at ways that I can rise above what is triggering me, right? So I was like, okay, no, how can I make this better? How can I play with their game? Because they are messing with us on purpose, and I'm watching them do it. And I'm like, okay, fine. That is fine. So now what I did was I went to the front of my house and I looked out the window and I looked at the car and I said, okay, you are my trigger. You are driving me crazy and bonkers, right? But I am going to make you, the car, a symbol. Every time I see this car in front of my house, I'm going to send love and peace to the world. Instead of my fuming frustrations at the car, right? Because that's the wrong kind of energy that you want to be sending to something, especially if it's triggering you and getting under your skin, right? So you want to play back. You're like, okay, let's do this, universe. Let's play the game, right? So today I'm going to count it as day 1. Every time I see that car, it is going to be a symbol and a reminder to send love and peace to the entire world. So right now, I want to just send with you, if you want to send it with me. I'm thinking of the car in my head, and I was thinking of the trigger that it did trigger within me initially. And I'm just going to send peace and love to them and to the world. And the more and more I do this, the more and more I can release myself from that trigger, right? Neutralizing it. That's just it. If you have something in your life that triggers you, you can automatically, immediately neutralize that negativity with gratitude and appreciation. That's it. It's totally neutralized. It's gone. As soon as you start genuinely, now it's going to take some time. If it's a trigger that's been really under your skin, it's going to take some time to make it feel real to you. But you can lie to yourself for a while, and your subconscious mind, all it takes to reprogram your subconscious mind and your thought patterns and your programming is to repeat it over and over and again. So every time I see that car, I am going to send love and peace to the world, to them and to the world. Just thought I'd share that with you guys, because it may not be a car that's triggering you. It may be a person, it may be a situation or a circumstance or something. It could be anything, right? But whatever is triggering you, I challenge you to use that trigger as a reminder to send love and peace to the world. Let's see how many triggers we can neutralize just by doing that. I don't know, but it's worth a shot, right? All right. So one thing I also wanted to touch on with this ascension, with this awakening, with this energy shift, with this quickening, with everything that's happening, is remember to stay grounded. It's really important to make sure that you don't get lost in the energy of the thoughts, right? Because it's so easy to get swept away with all of the, it's interesting because one time I heard somebody explain your mind like a prism, and it's this triangle that's refracting all of these lights, and all of the columns of light that are getting refracted are the rabbit holes that you go into when you get sucked into thought, right? So it's all about recognizing if you are in the rabbit hole or if you are in this place of peace, right? So it's just a matter of tuning into the vibration of where you're at, right? Also knowing when you're grounding yourself. I mean, I have endless tips and tricks for grounding in my last podcast episode called the Empathic Toolbox, or Tools for an Empath. I don't know. Episode 23, in an Empaths Toolbox. That's what it is. So I have so many techniques in there. If you want to take notes, you can go listen to that episode. But definitely staying grounded in your body and breathing. Breathing is key. When you get swept away in a trigger, when you go into that rabbit hole and you go down and you get lost, right? Sometimes it's hard to find your way back. And that's kind of where we get stuck sometimes. So grounding yourself will bring you back really quickly. So it's just a matter of coming back into your body, knowing that you have been spreading yourself out. You've been connecting cords with, now energetic cords are something that's created automatically when we connect. Right now, we are connecting with energetic ether cords, right? So After every call, every session, every healing that I do, I cut the cord and tie it at the end. Sending back your energy is your energy, my energy is my energy, right? So just doing that practice, even right before bed, honestly, cutting off ties to everything that has been draining you or connecting to you in the day will significantly change your sleep patterns and how you feel in the morning. Because that's the thing, whatever energies that you fall asleep to is what you're gonna wake up in most times. Most of the time, sleep is meant to kind of like, it's a resetting, right? So it's kind of like, that's your brain's chance to kind of just shut down, and your subconscious mind, of course, can do its thing and play its games and go and astral travel and astral project and all of these things, right? But it's just coming back into the awareness that you are in control of how you feel. You always have been in control. It's just that nobody told you that, so you were not aware that you had the control or the power to change your energy or change your emotions or change how you felt about a situation or a person or a thing or whatever, right? So I'm here to remind you that you have total control. You always have, and you always will, and you can access it through the breath and grounding into your body. And knowing the power you hold is the choices that you make in your life. Huge. That is huge. Okay. I'm just looking at my notes because I tend to fall off track. Yeah, just paying attention to what's going on, tuning into those triggers, understanding, what those triggers are trying to tell you. What is the driving force for you in your day, right? What is coming up for you to see, to heal, to release, right? So a lot of the times things are going to come up and they are going to trigger you. But if you were able to kind of take a step back and be like, well, what's actually going on here? Right? What is this trying to tell me? What am I missing here? And sometimes you need to journal just to kind of get the ideas flowing, right? Build the momentum of the thought. So then that thought creates another thought and it connects to a chain of thoughts that then build this big, long train of thought that you can then chug along to, right? I guess that's the best way of putting it. But understanding what is driving the energies, driving the emotions, what's driving the thoughts. Paying attention, understanding that the lessons are hidden within the pain. That's a big one. And then love and appreciate it. Neutralize that negativity because it's so easy to do. You just have to practice it. That's all. Okay, so I'm going to break into the cards now. I want to ask our angels of the highest truth, love, and compassion to step forward to bring us any messages that need to come through for anyone that is listening here today. Okay, I'm breaking into my first, of course, is my Sacred Geometry deck, the deck that is going to tell us what energies that we need to activate in our physical body to rise above things and make the best out of it. So what is going to be the energy that we need to activate this week? Woo, it fell down. Just a sec. Okay. Integration. Interesting. Integration. What does integration mean to you? That's what I want to ask first. Integration. Because when you think of integration, it's really this acceptance of what you've been learning, how you've been growing, and just kind of processing things, right? So when something happens, you need time to process it, whether it's good or bad, right? Integration is that process. So that is the energy that we need to step into this week to make the best out of the energy of what's coming forward, right? So it says the frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of our life. Oh, sorry, our embrace. I don't know what I'm reading here. Okay, so let's start again. The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of our lives, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we may perceive as negative to harmonize and in balance in a symphony of life. So bringing in that 0 point neutrality, that place of total alignment, right? When you allow, energies to integrate, you are activating parts of you that have been dormant, right? Allowing yourself to step into this place of integration is going to take you to the next level. Integration. And the number on there is 30. So tap into 30, see what that means to you, and see what this embrace of the integration really comes forward for you. It's interesting to see. Because the energies have been so crazy lately, I know there's a lot of changes going around, so I'm also going to bring out my Life Changes butterfly deck. I feel that there's somebody on here that needs a special message. So I'm just going to ask for that higher self, whoever it is. I'm not sure who it is, but somebody here in this group watching these videos needs a special message for their life changes that they're going through this week. So I'm going to ask for the Butterfly Oracle cards to tell us a little bit more about that life change and dive a little bit deeper into that. Interesting. This is what popped up, was religion and spirituality, which is fitting, right? You can't see that? It's a butterfly. It's a blue butterfly, which, by the way, is my symbol for being on your life path. So this itself is, if you are stepping into your own spirituality, at this point, it's very new to you, it's new, scary, and you're not sure how to tread, where to step, where your next step is, or even how to get there. Or, it's just a matter of taking a moment and stepping back and tuning into your inner guidance. And know that fear is ego. Ego is just trying to keep you safe. That's the role of ego, and that's it. So if you have fear around stepping into your spirituality, if you're having issues or, very standoffish, I encourage you to explore that before stepping into the spirituality part. I encourage you to ask yourself the questions. Why is this scaring me? What is coming up for me? What memories, what vibrations is coming up in my body that is not aligned with what my beliefs are currently? Because that's the thing. Fear is going to jump in when you don't believe in whatever you're doing, right? So if you subconsciously think that everything is hogwash and it's all made up, and if you're in this place of just pushing it away, but yet you're being pulled, there's that resistance here. And you want to know what is the resistance before actually stepping in, because if you step in, all you're going to be met with is fear, right? So you want to take a step back, tune into your own heart, go back into your heart center and really tune into what does it mean to you if you do this, if you do step into your spirituality, if you do start to explore this more. What does that mean to you? What do you want to get out of it? What do you see coming from that? That's an important thing. I feel spirituality in itself, I can assure you, I am deep into it and been in it for many years. And I have seen all types of things. I have seen all of the darkest parts, all of the lightest parts, and all of the in-betweens. And there's new things that I'm learning all the time. But as long as you stay grounded in what you're doing, and if you need help and guidance, I do offer that. So you're more than welcome to reach out to me, and I can help you with that. But just knowing that it's not something that needs to be feared or resisted. And if there is a fear and resistance, explore it. Understand it better. Okay, back on track. The last card that I'm going to pull out is, of course, our animal totem for the week and the message that comes with that animal totem. So if you've been enjoying these messages, let me know. Put it in the comments. Tell me what has been popping out to you. What have you been connecting with? I'm very curious. Okay. Oh, here is our animal. Oh, that's interesting. The lady bird. It says lady bird, but it has a picture of ladybugs. So, a ladybug, I guess because they fly. I'm confused by this, but it's a ladybug. Ladybugs. Now, ladybugs to me definitely are a symbol of happiness, excitement, joy. They also are my symbol for my daughter. So before I conceived her, I asked my grandma to send me a sign, and ladybug was it. And then next month I found out I was pregnant. So to me, it's a very special meaning. But this is the message for this week. So it says the ladybug, it says accept happiness and good fortune. So let's find the guidance in the book and see what it says here. Ladybug. Here we go. Okay, so if you chose this card, which is the ladybug, if you chose this card, it signals that you are about to receive a blessing from the universe. An angel may touch you, happiness awaits you, and you are illuminated with the new understanding or good fortune that is coming your way. That is very interesting. So give thanks for all that you have received already so that you are energetically prepared for any new gifts that fly into your way. Interesting. So the ladybug energy invites you to spread your angelic qualities today. This will make a difference to those who touch you. And you may be surprised on how people and animals will appreciate it. So you are also being asked to communicate graciously to all the people you meet or write to in a way that will nourish and support them. So that is beautiful. So it's basically just opening yourself up for more blessings to come in, because that's the thing, is recognizing that there's so many things to be grateful for in your life already, right? And they're just little small tedious things that we don't even give credit to because they're just something that's always in our day-to-day lives, so we just take them for granted. But now this is a reminder, this card right here is reminding you to open yourself up, appreciate what you have so that you can allow more in. That is amazing. That is great. I cannot wait to see what comes forward from that. So I would love to know in the week to come if you have an experience with a ladybug, or if you see something like that, share it in the group. Let me know. That is going to be amazing to see what comes forward of that. But that's good fortune and happiness is coming our way. So that's the vibration that we can hold. Let's integrate everything that's happened to us over the past couple of years, right? Things are going to keep shaking and stirring, and that's okay, but it doesn't have to touch you, because you can hold your own vibration, and you are responsible for your own vibration. And being in this place of happiness and appreciation and gratitude for what you have already is going to allow more of that to come in. So that is the main messages for this week. I want to send you so much love and so much light, and I will see you again very, very soon. Mwah. Take care. Much love.